Good day, Chief here for CTT and second part of my video of my Normandy trip. I found a ticket stub inside my Bayeux book and it said that I was there like on the 29th of September. So I was there late September. Weather was perfect the whole week I was there. I don't think I got rained on. Did get lots of wind when I went to Pointe du Hoc. So I spent the first day, I think like Monday, going around Bayeux. Like I said, I ran across the British people. Every museum I went or every display I went to go see, they were there, and it was fun to have someone to talk to because a lot of the French did not want to speak English for some odd reason. And then I spent like the next 2 or 3 days hitting Omaha, Utah, and St. Mary Glees. Went there, saw the dummy hanging off the side of the church. So I could say I've been to that. Went to a few museums, but once you go to one museum, you've been to them all because they're not very big, about the size of a barn, some of them. And of course, this guy's got something different that this guy doesn't have, but I wasn't going to keep paying euros just to see one item that was different from the rest. And like I said, I collected some stones, so I got some nice worn stones. But yeah, are these from the day of the invasion? Highly unlikely, but these are my Omaha beach stones. Because me being the big red one and going to battle as a big red one, I had to go to my beach. Now, the bunker that took out a lot of the tanks that did make it to the shore on the far west side of the beach is still standing. They claim it's still the original gun, and every report I've read says that it was an 88. But it looked like there was a Pack 75 inside this bunker, and they claim that they never removed it. Because 88s are generally a long-barreled gun, and this was a short-barreled Pack 75. At least that's what it is. I could be wrong, could be the opposite way, but it's been a long time since I've read any information about that gun. Couldn't go into any bunkers. When I went to Pointe du Hoc, you could still see the bomb craters from all the airdrops that happened there, or all the air bombing. Some of them were rather deep. Most of the barracks, however, were still complete. I don't think they even ripped up one because they were buried, and they had a long hallway and then entrance from either side. And what was really strange is I went in there, I forgot to bring a flashlight, so I didn't need to go inside any of the bunkers or the barracks rooms, but they had Dutch doors. Had these not very thick iron, but a Dutch door is the one it opens. You know, it's got 2 halves, so you can open the top half. And I was quite surprised to see those. I guess maybe it was there for concussion purposes. That way the whole door wouldn't go. But they also opened out as opposed to in. So a little bit more pressure to push it into the room. The casements were still there. I mean, they still showed the damage that would happen to them. And some of them, well, I think one of them was really bad. I took video film of that day, but I can't even hardly hear my voice because the wind was so strong that day that I went there. I mean, I almost got knocked over a couple times. That's how strong the ocean breeze was. And when I was at Pointe du Hoc, I was there mostly by myself. And then finally, like a busload of people showed up, but the wind was just killing me, so I had to leave. So I ate on the economy the whole time I was there. Now, anybody that's been to Germany knows that doner kebab is really good. You get, generally their display case shows all the ingredients. Well, the 2 stores that I bought in Bayeux that sold doner kebabs, no glass case. You had to know what the ingredients were. So the first time I bought one. Now, I've always heard that French people get upset when an American asks for ketchup. I'm not a ketchup eater to begin with, so I didn't have to ask for it. But when I went and bought my first doner kebab, couldn't, like I said, couldn't see the ingredients, and he couldn't speak very good English, and I couldn't speak, I don't know any French except, parlez-vous français, a lot of good that does me. So by the time I got done, I think I ended up with onions, tomatoes, maybe some lettuce, and I can't remember what else. And I said, you got any sauces? And he looks at me and goes, ketchup? I was like, what? Ketchup on a doner kebab? No, thank you. And you're French. I thought you guys hate this stuff. So, had a good time. Bed was so-so at this place. The hotel was okay. I didn't really explore the hotel like I guess I should have. And I always parked out on the street, like I said. So, now I'm leaving. And I'm looking at my change, and I went there with a lot of euro, but like I said, it was like 50, 60 bucks in tolls just to get here in a single day. And I'm like looking at my euros, and I don't have 60 euros to go all the way back, especially on the highway. So I acquired a map, or had a map. But France is just like Germany. You got to know where you're going on the roads. There's no street signs or signs saying next right is the town that you want, or the next left is the highway or the road you want to go from one point to another point. So when I went to check out of the hotel, went to the front desk. This was on a Friday morning, and sign said in English and a couple other languages too, I think. I'm busy, or come to the dining room. So walked around a little bit, found the dining room, and I guess the chef was the owner, because he was in his cooking attire, and he looks at me like he knows me. He goes, "Oh, you're Mr. So-and-so." I'm like, wow, I don't even know who this guy is, but he seems to know my name. I guess I'm the only one who's going to check out on a Friday. So he hands me a bill. I look at it. I go, what's this 10 euro a day? Oh, that's for eating breakfast. I didn't eat breakfast. What? You didn't eat breakfast? I said, this is the first time I've been in your dining room. What? I said, this is the first time I've been in your dining room. No, I did not eat breakfast here. Well, what did you eat? I said, I bought stuff on the economy. Okay, he crosses that off. And then he had like 7 euro a day for parking. I go, what's this? That's for parking. And then he points, because the windows to the dining room open out into the parking area. Whew, what a sight. He says, you can park here. You've been parking here. And I go, no, I've been parking out on the street. Well, how come you ain't been parking here? I said, when I came in on Sunday, I said, your cute little blonde could not speak a lick of English. And I asked her about parking, and I said, I told her I had to park all the way down at the orphanage. And he goes, the what? I said, the orphanage. Now, the orphanage was written in English words. And you can't miss it. It's like at the end of his street for his block, because over there they don't have blocks, they have distance. But it's at the end of what we would call a block, but it was a super long block. So he says, you have not been parking here? I said, I don't know about this. Scratches that off. And what's this 1 euro per day here? Oh, that's the room tax. I said, what is it for one person? You're not two? Now I'm thinking, when he said you're not two, he's already charged me 10 euro a day for one person to eat. That should have been 20 if there were two of us. I said, no, I came by myself. Well, how come you registered as a double? I said, your website did not allow to get a single room as a single person. 2 is the minimum to get one of your rooms on your website. I don't know if he ever corrected that problem or not. So that bill went from big bill down to little bill, and I think I could I used my credit card to pay that one. And so now I'm getting on the road. Well, between Bayeux and Cannes, there is no payroll or tolls. There might have been one. But I had to get to Cannes and then go through the southern part, because I looked at the map, loop around the town and then head east. So I did that, but like I said, you got to know where you're going. So I was driving. Finally got to this T. I could go right or I could go left. I went left because I saw the map. I had to do like go a smidge up and then go east again, so to speak. So drive for a little smidge and I get into this town, but of course no town sign on the outskirts of this town. And we get to this first intersection. I can turn right. So I turned right. And I was correct both turns. So now I'm driving through the upper part of France, and then I start getting into World War I, or passing by World War I cemeteries for a lot of Great Britain, and then I think there was like a couple for the United States, the route I took. And then finally I got to some town. I realized I had to head south so I could get back on the highway, so I could get back from France back into Germany, where I wanted to enter Germany because I wanted to go back through K-Town to get gas. So by the time I got to the French border on my other route, because I didn't go through any major cities, I avoided them like the plague, so to speak. And the time I got it just on the other side of Germany, I finally had to buy a few liters of gas. That got me into K-Town. And when I got to Kaiserslautern, that's K-Town, went through the gate, and it was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? They were inspecting each and every car. So I don't know what was happening. Some kind of an alert, I guess. Guy looked at my ID card, and he's like, well, Chief, I need to see another form of ID, and I had my passport with me. So I showed him that, and he's like, oh, where have you been? I said, I've been in France. He says, okay, you can come on. So I get to the gas station, and the gas station's fairly good size, but it's got maybe 20 pumps, if I remember correctly, somewhere around there, 15 pumps. They were all occupied, and there was a line or a car almost behind every single one. So I pull up behind this car. I look. Oh, he's paying gas. He's inside. Yeah. Some people just have no common sense. Some people, like, they'll fill up their car. They'll look around. Yeah, pumps are free. I got to do some shopping inside, so I'll go ahead and pay for my gas and do some shopping inside. Well, this guy was out inside for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I got a car that pulled up behind me. Every other pump's got 2 or 3 cars waiting to get gas. I can't back out. I can't squeeze through and go around again. And finally the guy comes out and he's like, hey, you're waiting on me. I don't give a damn. I've got my gas, and now I got my groceries, so to speak, from the convenience store. So I get gas and I get home. And the trip to France was, like I said, it was very educational, very, very good, but I never really liked the French and the way they treated me the whole time I was there. Like I said, even with all the English folks, a lot of the French people did not want to speak French. And you're in a tourist town. I mean, it's not like we're the only foreign language speaking people there. Like I said, when I went through the Bayeux tapestry, they give you this earpiece and you plug it in and it translates what's in these panels in your language. And like I said, the lady behind me, she must have had a fast language because she was bumping me all the time, like, move ahead, move ahead. So that's it for France. I went once. That was like my only vacation I took the whole time I was there, because I just don't like traveling by myself. So this is Chief. Remember, freedom's not free. Thank a vet, hug a vet. If you can sleep with a vet, go for it. Chief out.